Mark, what's the mood been like with the lads this week?
Well, initially disappointment, clearly, because obviously the last two results haven't gone for us. But as we always do, we look back on the game, reflect on what we did okay with and the things that we didn't do so well with. So it was a case of just looking at that, picking the bones out of it, and then taking it from there. But no, they've been in good spirits since. I think it's a case we just got to get on with the job in hand. Games that have gone, we can't affect. It's in the past, so it's only ones in the future that we have that we can address and influence. So that's what we intend to do.
You said after Saturday's game that maybe you had picked the wrong team or done things that you maybe looked back on. How have you reflected on that?
Well, hindsight's a wonderful thing, and I had the benefit of hindsight. So yeah, we changed things around with the best intentions. Some of it worked to a certain extent. Other elements of the game plan didn't. So yeah, well, that happens in most games in fairness, in terms of areas of your play that you want to go well, and maybe you can affect it in a different way, as I say, with the benefit of hindsight. But yeah, it was more clearly a case of conceding goals at poor times. I mean, it doesn't get any worse than after about 90 seconds. So it was a terrible start for us. And I thought we responded well in the first half to that setback, but then we get one exactly the same in the second half. So it was a tall ask from that point onwards. But obviously scored a very good goal, I felt, but didn't really maintain the momentum that a goal should create for you. That was probably the element of play that I was disappointed with. We need to find a way to have multiple chances, one after another, gain that momentum that you need in a game, and then capitalise when momentum's with you. I think it is difficult at the moment. If we concede first, then it becomes more difficult. We're in a position we have to go for it now. So we're always forced in the issues. Sometimes that can cost you, because you push too hard at the wrong time, and then that's when you can concede. So we've talked about that, and we recognise that, and we'll try and do something about it.
After that result on Saturday, it feels like maybe some people outside the club have given up. Does that sort of help the lads? Does it take any pressure off?
No, well, we're not feeling that way at all. I mean, we've got 9 games left. It's 10. Well, it's all there for us. We need to go on a hell of a run. I think we accept that. But I've said it, in almost every conference I've been in that after games, the opposition we've been up against has never been markedly better than us. I think circumstances and games have gone against us, and we've lost games as a consequence. But we still could win the vast majority of the games that we have left. We've got to think in that way and have that positive mentality. Like I said, first goals are key. We've just got to make sure we're the team that's affecting the opposition and causing them problems that make them concede goals readily. And if we can do that, then as in the Barrow game, you can manage the game correctly. But we haven't been in that position enough.
You said you might try and mix things up to make it different in training. What has been the main focuses this week?
Well, it's important just to get the mood right. I think we've been able to do that. There's a number of areas that we can look at and need to look at, and we've done decent work today, which I was happy with. Another opportunity tomorrow to look in more depth at just a few areas, and I think that'll help us leading into the game against Bromley. Bromley, a good team, in decent form at the moment as well, so it's not going to be easy, but all the games are difficult at the moment, so we've just got to go with a real positive attitude and make sure that we affect them.
Bromley, a team, like you say, they've done really well. How do you expect them to play?
Well, we face a lot of teams that are quite direct, and Bromley are no different in that regard. So we'll have to match that as always, because you have to do that in League Two games. and then you hope that when that initial or those initial questions are asked, that then you see that challenge through, and then you can play your stuff. We've got to play in the right areas. I think sometimes we're guilty of not getting the balance right, and maybe playing in areas of the field that's not going to affect the opposition. So we need to get in good areas, play in the opposition's half, and then see where that takes us.
They've done really well in their first season, obviously up in the league. To also show what momentum can do and how that.
Yeah, they probably have ridden that wave that they've had since they've come up, and you see examples of a lot of teams that have done really well coming from National League to League Two. Some have gone straight out of League Two as well on the back of it. So yeah, it does help. You just get used to winning, clearly, and they've had a period where they probably expect to win rather than hope to win.
Just a couple others. Charlie McCarthy's been called up for Scotland 21. It's good experience for him. Yeah,
pleased for Charlie. He's been just a little bit unfortunate. He went out of the team with illness and hasn't had an opportunity since, but it gets him game time, so that will help us and help him.
Other than long-term injuries, is the squad as we'd expect it to be?
Yeah, pretty much. No fallers from the weekend. We manage a couple of the guys within the group just to make sure they're ready for weekends, but other than that, everybody's around.
Just finally, Mark, what's your message to the fans as we go into the final 10 games of the season?
Well, it's all there for us. We've just got to grasp this opportunity. We've had a couple of disappointment the last 2 games that we've played, but got more than enough games to get out of this situation. Let's just affect what we can affect and give it our best shot.